Alright, we're back. And there's the engine on jack stands. It's all put together over in the corner. Yellow top battery over there. This looks like I'm getting ready to pull the engine. So, taking off the CV axles. This guy was a fucknut who worked on this damn car, man. The mechanic that worked on this car should be shot. He did so many haphazard ways. You're missing a bolt, a nut right there. The nut down here wasn't even metric. It was a 1/2 inch. So this guy loses stuff everywhere. Complete douchebag. I don't know who the hell he was. This bird's nest of wires, they hacked into it for whatever reason, and that needs to be extremely fixed if I end up restoring it back to its original condition. Went about this the hard way. I think I walked away from it at night, and I chose to pull the engine the next morning. Took off wiring harness and the distributor and the intake manifold. Pulled that out. That's all the emissions control. That stuff's very hard to come by right there. If you got an HF, man, you really want that, or a VX. Hooking up, getting ready to hook up. I ended up bending this. Probably would have been a better way of doing that, using one that was already angled, but I didn't. I just used a bunch of washers, and it worked. A little precarious. Hooked up in the normal spots. Exhaust manifold over here. There's a bolt over here specifically for this. They show you in the manual. Took off the AC compressor. Did not take off the exhaust. If I had to do it again, I definitely would have done that. But I already had it up in the air. Didn't want to mess with it. I don't want to get ahead of myself. So here I'm trying to lift it out, and it did clear the exhaust somewhat, but I scraped the block over here, which kind of upset me. The crankshaft pulley, if you would have taken that off, that would have helped, like some clearance issues. I had to tilt it down really far and clear the mount over here. Took the radiator out and the fans. Ended up having to, let's see here, that shows you how much clearance there was. It was touching the master cylinder and the body. Oh, forgot to disconnect the shift linkage. Not that I ever really usually do that. It's too much of a pain in the ass. You can almost always get it out just by holding it at the right angle, and you take it off later. It's trying to come out. Ended up taking off the alternator and the bracket, and that's really what ended up allowing me to get the remaining clearance I needed to get this engine out. And it's out. And you see the shift linkage hanging. I'll probably show a picture over here pretty soon of so I ended up taking the exhaust off eventually. And this is the mounts, putting it on there. When you put the mounts on there, you're going to realize that they send you a spacer for that. And I lost all that stuff, so I didn't know. So they ended up sending me more. I ended up going to Home Depot actually and just buying metric 12 washers and metric 12 locking washers, and it took up the space, and I just absolutely love locking washers. So, and this is a trick. I wish I could give this guy credit for whoever. It was on a Honda Tech thread, I believe, and I don't know who it was. I'm sure he wasn't the first to come up with it. But getting a bitch pin out, which is what this is, it holds the shift linkage, is a pain in the ass. And he made a suggestion of using one of the bolts that attaches the compressor to the block, or actually the compressor to the bracket, and man, did it ever work good. I was using all kinds of stuff. I didn't have I think it's an 8mm punch that you need, and this bolt is tapered at a cone, which is great because it sits right in there. I hit that thing, I think, 2 times, and it almost came all the way out. And on the second or the third hit, that thing just shot out. So it's not rusted or anything. It's not in bad shape. It's been in Florida all of its life, so you know, it's not like it's seen salt roads. So I know some people just say, it's not possible up north. I can't attest to that. So, but I can tell you that this works great. I would never do any other method other than this. More. Are we done? Huh. For some reason, I guess that's it.